Hi, this is Nick Freitas, and welcome back to Making the Argument. Very exciting show for you today. Here's what we got. We're going to go over common mistakes conservatives make with respect to equipping their kids to be able to defend their principles. And we're going to go into three things specifically. All right, so before we do that, I want to ask you all, please, if you're listening on this Apple Podcast, if you're listening on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, like, share, comment, follow. All right, this really helps us get this out there. It's critical for us to be able to hit the algorithms and be able to get a larger viewership. So like, click, share, follow. Appreciate it. All right, what are the three things? Three topics we're going to go over today. And I want to give you a little bit of background for this, why we're doing this. I have noticed the more that I go around and I talk to students and I talk to other groups, so there's a lot of parents there, I get asked a lot of questions or I hear a lot of comments about how I don't understand what happened with my son, or I don't understand what happened to my daughter. We had a great relationship, raised them right, they go off to college, and now all of a sudden, they've completely abandoned everything that we believe, and Thanksgiving has become horrible, etc. And I was speaking to a group the other day, and I think I worded it in such a way that I think kind of shook them a little bit, because there was kind of that common comment, and I said, well, actually, the college professor is only half the problem. You're probably the other half. And you want to talk about kind of uncomfortable, but it was what it was. And I think this is true. And I've made some of these mistakes, and that's why I'm coming and we're doing this podcast. We're going to talk about these three things, all right? So here's the three things. The three things are teaching your kids how to think, not what to think, seeking truth, not comfort, and being a safe harbor. Right? So what do we mean by this? All right, let's start off with number one. Teaching your kids what to think, not just how to think. Why is this important? I think most people think this is obvious. The question is do most people do it, and do most people understand the environment in which it's taking place? Now, when your 3-year-old wants to, go down the stairs in a homemade luge that they made out of a pan, we tend to get upset and yelling, hey, that's dangerous, don't do that, send them to timeout or whatnot. We prescribe to them that they shouldn't do this, right? Same thing when they try to run out in the middle of the street. We don't sit there and have a long conversation with them about the laws of physics and how the probability of them getting hurt if they play in the street or fall down the stairs could be very detrimental for them now and in the future. We don't get into that. Why? Because at 3, they don't typically have the capacity to engage in that kind of reasoning. And so we engage in what we call prescription. I am telling you not to do that. I'm the authority figure, and I'm telling you not to do this because it's bad for you, right? The question is when do we start to transition into not just prescribing, but also engaging in the process of truly explaining so that we can achieve greater understanding, right? It's not just that dad or mom is telling you not to do something. It's not just that dad and mom are telling you to do something. It's the why behind all of that.